a lot of what I do is research. Like I have to research every single thing because I'm doing work for companies that, you know, that in industries that I'm not in, and I learn a lot. So I can tell you a lot about a lot, but I can also tell you a little about a lot, and I can tell you a little bit about a lot, but a little bit about nothing too. So. Together like stuff in the middle at the end of the day. So for my vlog, so I'm vlogging too.
What happened to dude? You can't show up?
Oh no, I canceled with him this morning. Yeah, I rescheduled rather. I hated to do it, but I had to do what I felt like was necessary.
Right.
Well, yeah, it would have took up more, so I pushed it to Friday.
Okay.
I think that's how I should alter my meetings with him, like push them to Friday.
Yeah, push him to Friday at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been great, Bob. It's been great, Bob. It's been great, Bob. All right, so let me see. I have to. Mucho grande. So who's ready for a positive day? This guy is. You? You ready for a positive day?
Yeah.
Choosing to be positive is the cornerstone of happiness.
Okay.
Outside of tragic events happening with our families and stuff, I just feel like we can just choose to be happy. And the reason I know that is because I've been doing it for the past 7 years.
Yeah.
There was one point in time I was just a negative person. I was just negative. Not like bad, but just negative. Like I thought everything bad about the world and stuff. And at age 27, although I know I look younger than 27 now, I'm actually 36. But at age 27, I woke up one day and I was like, dang, I'm tired of being negative. Like I want to be happy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what that looked like.
Now you're happy all the time.
I'm happy 95% of the time.
Let's try like 98.
You think 98?
Well,
You gotta ask my family.
Okay, see, I don't know how you are.
My family would probably rate me between 95. And the 5% that I'm not happy, they feel it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they can tell, you know, I'm a totally different person. But 95% of the time, which is great, I'm aiming for 96, 97. It's alright, 95, but it's not based on nothing miraculous happened other than the fact that I woke up this morning.
And you're blessed.
I mean,
For a lot of stuff too.
I think I am blessed, you know, I think, but I woke up, my family was there, you know, like, the lights were on, the water was on, you know,
Yeah.
everything else is just icing on the cake.
That's good.
That's the necessities, you know, like, one thing I do is, like, I imagine that I compare everything I'm going through to death. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I almost died when I was 7.
Really?
Yeah, I got hit in the face by a truck when I was 7 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. Crossing 84 and Fry Street.
That's right, you grew up here.
Yeah. Going across that junction, bam, right in the face. And I had a hole in my head the size of a golf ball. And I'm going to tell you, that right there will wake you up.
I was going to say, that's like huge.
Holy moly. I'm like, what did I do? You know. But I still went to be negative after that because after I healed, you know, my dad was like really, really abusive to my mom. You know, just we were poor. We were always being kicked out of places because we couldn't afford it and stuff. But mainly my dad, just was a horrible person when he would drink. And so I grew up where I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this as an excuse to be a gangster. I had
the rapping came in.
Yeah, I had the whole story. I had a near-death experience.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was abusive. We were poor. We grew up in the ghetto. I was black. I'm like, one day I woke up, I was like, I have the total package to be a gangster. And that's what I fell into that role until I was like, from like 15 to 16 to like 22. And then I started rapping. And then from 22 to 27, I just rapped as a gangster rapper, but I was no longer in the streets.
Right.
But then at 27, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this junk. Tired of being negative. Tired of every record I was writing, it was about my pain and sorrow. Like, that was my story. Then one day I came back from Ogden, Utah, from doing for my last show. I was with an artist and my friend by the name of Jeremy Hennessy. We came from Ogden, Utah. I was doing my last show, and I was just depressed. They had us in a 6-star hotel, and most people would have thought I was on top of the world, but I was at my lowest. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to Valdosta. I'm gonna turn off my Facebook. I'm gonna take my music off the internet, and I'm gonna turn my phone off. And
Your quietness reset.
Oh yeah. And I said, today is the day that I'm going to just do what makes me happy. I'm going to exclude everybody else's opinion of me and the role they think I should be playing, and I'm going to just figure myself out. And that's how I got with Leanna. When I got with Leanna, I was like, she always wanted to talk to me. She was ready for me. But I was like, look, I came back into town. I was like, man, it's good to see you. We started talking and stuff, and I was like, look, I need to get myself together. And we started dating, and I was staying over her house a little bit more and more. I said, I need to get myself together, and I don't have any money at all. Can you take care of the bills while I focus on me and get myself right, because I'm messed up? And so that's what she was like, yeah. And she worked, she took care of both of us. And I just sat home and got myself right. Like, I would meditate all day, I would read books all day, and then I started studying this thing in more detail called the internet. But I came across some psychology work that was just talking about the power of our mind and like how our thoughts control our emotions. If we're thinking bad, we're gonna feel bad. Thoughts control the emotions, emotions control our actions. When I heard that, I was like, holy moly. So all I gotta do is start thinking better, and I'll see myself and the world better. And that's what I did. 365 days of uninterrupted happiness. And not things were still going wrong. I still had bills coming. Absolutely. But I was just so happy. I was like, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm gonna be happy. If my family is alive, long as I'm healthy, long as the sun rises every day, I'm gonna make a conscious choice to be happy. And for like the first year, the first 365 days, it was a struggle because I was trying to erase 27 years of negativity. So I had to consciously think it every single day I woke up, and I was like, you know what? Every day I started to just start with gratitude. I didn't have $1 to my name. I had maybe a notebook and a pen, and I just started saying I was grateful for that pen because I could write anything I wanted to write. And that attitude of gratitude started to naturally raise my self-esteem. My positivity started to radiate. And for the first time in my life, I was like, one day, still broke, but I was like, holy moly, I'm freaking happy. And nothing's changed. I still didn't have a car. I still didn't have no money, but I was happy. And that was revolutionary. So you could choose to have a great day. I done been through some stuff. You hear me? people see the finished. They'll look at me now and see the finished product. Like people don't even believe I used to rap. That's how crazy.
I do. I've seen the videos.
You've seen it, but people that just met me, if they don't see my tattoos or anything, they have no recollection that I used to rap. And I remember telling a young guy I used to rap, and he started laughing. He thought I was joking, you know. He thought
I laughed when you told me. So
yeah.
But I didn't know you.
My music was very negative, but at the time it was very real based on the current reality I was tuned into. I realized there were several different versions. There's unlimited versions of reality that you can tune into with your mind. And I was like, dang, I want to tune in. Is there a possibility of there being a better version of reality for me? I just asked that one question. And I was like, yeah, there is a possibility. And I said, I want to tune into that. And that means I had to let go of a lot of people. I had to let go of friends. I had to let go of family. I had to let go of some of the environments I was hanging out in. I mean, I had to go into seclusion for like a year.
You had to hit a reset button.
I just had to reset. Nobody knew where I was, you know, but I was like, I'll be damned if I'm going to let negativity come into my life. First 27 years of my life was pure misery. Just misery. Second half of my life, which I say I started over at 27. 27, I feel like I was born again. This is going to be absolutely amazing.
Oh, yes.
We already know what that jerk means right there, boy.
Okay, do that then.
Huh?
Have you ever seen or watched Pokemon? The reason why I'm asking is like the Team Rocket. I don't know if you've heard of that. No. Have you watched Pokemon?
Never. I'd rather watch grass grow.
Watch what?
Okay.
Grass grow.
Alright.
Grass grow?
Yeah. No, I need to watch it though. No, I don't. I need to watch. People who you watched Dragon Ball Z too, didn't you? I can tell people that watch.
I've heard of that. I mean, I see all the previews and all that stuff growing up, but I never.
I never got into it.
No.
But I can tell people that have watched it. No, that's not a bad thing.
Everyone has different likes and opinions and other things they like.
I'm currently watching a show, well, 3 anime shows. One is called Dr. Stone. It basically revolves around like science and chemistry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fire Force, which is basically just like firefighters with superpowers, something like that. Dragon Ball Z, and My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia?
Yeah, or Academia.
I don't know what any of that means. But I will say this. I will say that. Why? I'll tell you why. Because every time I turn around, I feel like I'm being exclamation pointed in the right direction. You know what I mean? What would happen if you spent most of your time trying to master yourself instead of worrying about trying to master other people? I mean, what would that look like? You would literally start to restructure the fabric of your own neurological circuit. That's the power of positivity.